Welcome back YouTube to the Crimson Wave channel, and today I'm going to be doing the preview and prediction for the Orange Bowl with the Georgia Bulldogs versus the Michigan Wolverines. Today we're going to start on the offensive side of the ball, and we're going to start with Georgia. Their starting quarterback is Stetson Bennett. He's been the starter all year, and he has 148 completions with 231 attempts for 2,325 yards. He has a completion percentage of 64.1, and he has 24 touchdowns and 7 interceptions on the year. So he's been pretty good all year, guys. So they went undefeated in the regular season, and then they ran into us in the SEC championship, and they received their first loss. But they've been pretty good and stout all season, guys. So their running back, Zamir Wright, he has 135 attempts for 718 yards. He's averaging 5.3 yards a carry, and he has 10 touchdowns. So he's pretty tough, guys. Then we're going to switch to the wide receivers. I know George Pickens and a lot of their guys have been injured, so I'm going to go with their leading receiver, which is tight end Brock Bowers, who is a beast, by the way. We didn't have an answer for him all game, so let's go to him. He has 47 receptions, and he has 791 yards. He's averaging 16.8 yards receiving, and he has 11 touchdowns on the season, guys. Remind you, he's a freshman, and he's already this good, so they're pretty stacked. The next receiver they have is Mccarthy. He has 28 receptions for 430 yards. He's averaging 15.4, and he has 5 touchdowns on the season, so he's pretty good. Then they have Jay Burton with 23 receptions, my bad, with 412 yards receiving. He's averaging 17.9, and he has 4 touchdowns on the season. So they've been pretty beat up on the wide receiver end, guys. They might possibly get George Pickens back, and if they do, maybe he'll be healthier than he was in the Alabama game, but we'll see about that, guys. So, and I'm gonna start and go to the defensive side for Georgia. Their leading tackler is, if I'm not mistaken, it's Nakobe Dean. He has 29 solo tackles, 32 assistant tackles with 61 total overall. He has 5 sacks. He has 5 pass defended, 2 interceptions. He has 1 touchdown, and he has 1 forced fumble. So Kobe Dean's a beast, guys. We tried to get him to come to Alabama, but he ultimately chose Georgia. So their whole defense is just stout, guys. The next guy they have is, let's see, I think it's Quay Walker. I think that's his name. He has 49. Well, he has 29 solo tackles, 20 assisted tackles, and he has 49 total tackles. 1.5 sacks, 1 pass deflected, and 1. He doesn't have any of that, so he's stout too, guys. Pretty stout guy. And next, I'm gonna go to their DBs if I can find it. Let's see. Okay, D. Kendrick. Okay, D. Kendrick has. Sorry, guys. D. Kendrick has 18 solo tackles. He has 15 assisted tackles, 33 total tackles overall, and he has 3 pass defended, 2 interceptions, and and that's pretty much it for him as well. I thought he had some interceptions, some fumbles rather, but he didn't. And I'm gonna name one more guy in their backfield. They have Ringo. He has 19 solo tackles. He has 8 assisted tackles. He has 27 total tackles. He has 1 sack. He has 7 pass defended. He has 1 interception as well. So Georgia's defense, guys, it was touted as the best defense the whole season. So they're pretty good, guys, all the way around, So now I'm going to switch to the Michigan Wolverines and talk about some of their offensive guys. And Michigan been pretty up and down all season, but they lost to Michigan State, I believe, then got it all put together and turned around and beat Ohio State, guys. So Michigan's pretty tough. So, all right, we're going to start with their offensive side. They have Cade McNamara as their quarterback. He has 199 completions. He has 308 attempts for 2,470 passing yards. His completion percentage is 64.6, and he has 15 touchdowns, and he has 4 interceptions on the season. So he's pretty good, guys. He's pretty much kind of like Stetson Bennett in a way. They're both good game managers, so they know how to manage the game well, and they just use the weapons that's all around them. So let's get into their running backs. And they have a lightning and thunder pair, guys, of running backs, guys. So they have H. Haskins. He has 261 attempts with 1,288 rushing yards. He has 20 touchdowns. Then they have B. Corum, who has 141 attempts with 939 rushing yards. And he has 11 touchdowns, guys. Haskins is averaging 4.9, and Corum is averaging 6.7. So they're pretty stout, guys. Pretty stout running backs. It's going to be pretty hard to stop them. And let me go back. Michigan does have another quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. He has 27 completions with 42 attempts with 385 yards. And he has 4 touchdowns on the season, and he has 2 interceptions. So he hasn't got that much playing time, but he's a pretty good backup for McNamara and everything. Then let's go to the receiving. The leading receiver, C. Johnson, he has 38 receptions for 609 yards, and he's averaging 16 yards per receptions. And then he has 3 touchdowns. So then they have R. Wilson. He's averaging, he received 24 receptions with 378, and he has 3 touchdowns. Then they have a tight end, E. All, and he has 34 receptions for 374 yards with 2 touchdowns. So they may not have pretty much dynamic wide receivers, guys, but Michigan is a pretty balanced team. They're a run-first team, but they're pretty balanced, and they have the ability to spread you out if they want to. So I'm going to get into let me do the defense, guys. Forgot to do the defense for Michigan. And, okay, their leading linebacker with leading tackler. He has solo 50 tackles. He has 45 assisted tackles. He has a total of 95. He has a half sack, 2 pass defended. So that's pretty much what he has. Then they have, I think it's Daxton Hill. He has 39 solo. He has 26 assists tackles. He has 65 total tackles. He has a half sack. And he has 7 pass defended with 2 interceptions. And he has 1 forced fumble recovery. So he's pretty good, guys. Daxton Hill. I think he's questionable for the game, though. I'm not sure if he's going to play, but he's pretty questionable. But they also have, let me see, They have Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, how could I forget him? He was invited to the Heisman ceremony, and he's one of the best defensive ends in the country, guys. But actually, he finished second behind Bryce Young, but there was a huge gap between him and Bryce Young. But he came in second place. He has 33 solo tackles, 25 assisted tackles with 58 total tackles. He has 14 sacks, 3 pass defended, and he has 2 forced fumbles, guys. Aiden Hutchinson is going to be a problem for the Georgia offensive line, but we'll see how the game will go and everything. Then they also have this linebacker D Ajabo. He has 24 solo tackles, 11 assisted tackles, 35 total tackles altogether. He has 11 sacks. He has 3 pass defended, and he has 5 forced fumbles. So, guys, the Michigan defense and offense is going to be very, very tough for Georgia, guys. So, and I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction for the game. This is a hard game to make a prediction for, guys. On one half of me thinks that Michigan is just going to come out and try to run the ball and try to force their will on the Georgia D-line. But part of me thinks that Georgia's going to come out on fire because they lost to us, and they're going to be very, very motivated to win. So I think the theme of the game is going to be the line of scrimmage. Like who's going to win the line of scrimmage? So you got, I think Michigan won the best O-line award in the country, so they're considered the best O-line versus a very stout defensive line in Georgia. So I don't think Michigan is going to have enough. It's going to be pretty rough for them to run the ball, guys. Georgia has one of the best, if not the best, run defense in the country. So that being said, my prediction is Georgia 28, Michigan 21. I think it's going to be a close game like that, guys. Michigan, I haven't seen them really pass the ball as much. I know they're just a run-first team. I know they can do more than run, but that kind of plays straight into Georgia's, team. They're a run-stuffing team. So if Michigan can't run the ball, I think it's going to be a problem. I think that's what's going to happen with the game. So, yeah, 28-21 is my final prediction for the game. You guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll definitely bring back more content. All right, thanks, guys, and roll tide.